You mentioned Al-Aqsa Mosque there, and also the Dome of the Rock on the same Temple Mount complex. We're starting to see conversations about rebuilding the third temple, of course, at the expense of the Dome of the Rock. In fact, Tucker was pointing this out in one of his recent videos. This is a very explosive issue. It's something that's been on my horizon for quite some time. I've been aware that this has been an issue, but it's starting to come into the mainstream media. And of course, as you know, it's the third holiest site for Muslims. It's also revered by Christians, at least now it is. It certainly wasn't historically, but it is now revered by Christians. And Jewish people also revere it as the site of the temple, where the temple used to be. So, a lot of people revere it from different religious backgrounds. And now there's conversation about some people building a temple. Conversations coming from not only some Israeli quarters, but also from some Christian quarters, like Huckabee, who want to see the reestablishment of a temple. In fact, I think we saw Pete Hegseth speak about this a few years ago. Kind of an odd thing, just because, again, from the Christian paradigm, rebuilding the temple would be anathema because it would be undermining the sacrifice of Jesus, to go back to animal sacrifices. Nonetheless, we're still seeing people say we need to do it, and at the expense of the Dome of the Rock. So destroy the Dome of the Rock, rebuild the temple. Look, if that happens, I think that we would see World War III. Now, do you think that this is all just hype? That this isn't really going to happen? There's no real chance that this is going to happen? Or do you think that this is actually something feasible?
Look, I think there are nuts out there that are trying to make it happen. I mean, I've heard stories of them purchasing red heifers and
Yeah,
slaughtering them, and
right.
etc. Look, for me, this is not. You heard me say it before. I'm an atheist, so stuff is not for me. It's for other
Right.
folks, right?
Right.
So, but like, I don't mind anybody having any religious opinion that they have. In fact, I'm, I'm a zealot for the First Amendment, and we have to protect religious freedom. And actually, atheists care about that more than anyone else, because if there's any religious state, again, we're batter up for who's in trouble, right? So I don't want any religious state, which means you have to protect all of the religions, and you have to protect their right to worship, their right to think whatever they want. But your rights end at the bridge of my nose, right? So that's the old legal saying. So it's one thing to think, hey, it'd be nice to have a third temple or something. It's another thing to say, hey, let's destroy the Dome of the Rock and the
Right.
Al-Aqsa Mosque, start World War III,
Right.
and because my book, my interpretation
Right.
of my book says that I should do that. No, brother. We're not going to get everybody killed because you think X. And by the way, and most people don't think that. Most Christians, again, you know better than I do, right? But my sense is most Christians are good folks who go to church, who want to help the poor, the needy, help their community, are wonderful, open-hearted folks, like some of the best leaders in the country. My role model is Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., and he always talked about Jesus bringing justice and peace, right? So, but if you say, yeah, I'm a good Christian, but what I want to do is start World War III, brother, you can keep that in your head. we can't having you do that in the real world. And that's also true of the Muslims, the Jews, the Hindus, whoever else. Don't start World War III.
You know who else is talking about peace? I was contacted by the Vatican just yesterday. They're reaching out to a few content creators, inviting us to a meeting, and they wanted us to be very well aware that the Pope is calling for peace. He's calling for disarmament. He's opposed to this war. So yeah, there are plenty of people out there that are opposed to this. I think the people who are in favor of it, of course, would be the Christian Zionists, but also others who've really just bought into these talking points that somehow it's our duty to go in the rest of the world and police the world. And it's really unfortunate. But yeah, let me emphasize there's plenty of people out there calling for peace, including now the Pope. I don't know
Yeah.
if you heard about that.
I mean, look, again, it's so if there's one thing you're going to get out of this conversation, if you're watching, it's to rethink the framing you've been taught, right?
Mm.
So you said that you did that recently. I have done that over the last 2 years and begun to realize a lot of the things the government told us doesn't make any sense, right? And so, I mean, God, there's so many, but I'll give you just 2.5 more examples, right? So, like, why didn't they tell us that Robert Maxwell stole our nuclear secrets and gave them to Israel? So, Robert Maxwell was an Israeli super spy. And so, not only did he steal our nuclear secrets, Israel then traded them to the Soviet Union to get some things back for themselves. That is as big a betrayal as you could possibly have.
Right.
Robert Maxwell is the father of Ghislaine Maxwell,
Right.
Jeffrey Epstein's co-conspirator. Did you know that not only did we not arrest Robert Maxwell after he stole our secrets, and I looked into why, and they said because it would cause an international incident that would embarrass our allies, the Israelis. Well, if you steal our nuclear secrets, we should definitely embarrass you.
Right.
Embarrassing you is the bare minimum of what we should do. Not only did we not embarrass him or arrest him, later he bought the company that prints the textbooks for our students in America.
Wow.
Why did we let him buy the textbooks that write our so-called history?
Wow.
That is insane, right? So now here's another topsy-turvy one, right? And they say Israel has a right to exist. Okay, good news. It already does, right? And it has nukes, it has Iron Dome, and it has the best military in the Middle East. When you go, the Palestinians have a right to exist, they say anti-Semite. Wait, what? So the Palestinians actually don't exist. So if you're focused on, hey, which country or which people are being abused and should have a right to exist, if you're a rational, objective person, you would say, well, there's 5.5 million Palestinians in the occupied territories, and the country of Palestine does not exist. So it's the Israelis that are preventing the Palestinians from existing, not vice versa. But my whole life, I was told in America that no, it's the Palestinians that are endangering Israel's right to exist, and Israel's being great to the Palestinians. Just nothing but lies. And it's like the framing of right to exist somehow gets flipped on its head so that you're blaming the Palestinians even though they're the ones not existing, right? It's amazing what they do. And so also with religion, right? We could talk about all the wonderful parts of religion, right? But we never do. The only time that it comes up in the news is, well, religion says we have to kill people. Religion says we have to invade countries. Religion says we have to listen to Israel. I mean, no, this is nonsense, man. So when you see things that don't make sense to you, yes, you should question it. Because as I've discovered, the news for most of the people doing it is not an attempt to cover the news, it's the attempt to cover up the news.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. And if you want to support my work, check me at patreon.com/Reason of Theology. Also check out my second channel, Knowledge and Wisdom, right here on YouTube.